I heard it's a decent album.
Yeah, it's all right.
So, Mr. Burton C. Bell, how are you, sir? There's a lot going on, a lot exciting stuff.
Yeah, man, I'm doing well, thank you. I hope the same for you. I'm feeling good, and I'm very excited. There's a lot of cool things happening on the horizon. Especially coming to Australia for my first solo tour. So I'm looking towards to that. Got a couple new songs coming out pretty soon as well. I mean, you've already heard Anti-Droid probably and Technical Exorcism, but I got a couple of other songs coming out soon as well by the time I get down there.
I heard because I watched the set. Was it the LA set? And is one of those savages?
Yeah, we recorded it right after that show.
Yeah, because I mean, dipping straight into that show. Um, how did you feel that went? Because like as a viewer and a fan, that was a fantastic show.
Well, thank you. I felt as a band, I felt we were locked in. It was our third show, and it was the second show in a row. We did the San Diego the night before, and then we did LA the day after. And my guys, my band is just they're just incredibly talented and capable, and we were just excited. We had a great crowd, and we were just yeah, it was fantastic. We had a great time, and we're looking forward to doing that more with some extra songs included.
So is that gonna is that the core of your band that are gonna are they gonna be are some of those members gonna be coming out to tour in Australia or
Everyone will be.
oh wow.
I got Hendrik Lind on guitar, got Tony Baumeister on bass, Ryan Jr. Kitlitz on drums, and Corey Clark on second guitar.
So
Yeah.
what's their history? What bands have they been in? I mean they sound amazing, so regardless, you know.
They are all LA guys.
Yeah,
Well, they're living in LA.
yeah.
Henrik Lind is, as I said, he's a guitar player. He was in a band called The Vitals, which is like a post rock kind of band.
Yeah, yeah.
He's a graduate of MI. He's actually Swedish, but he's been living in the States for 25 years. But he is definitely capable of playing whatever I need. And he's a great producer as well. Tony Baumeister, the bass player, I've known him, God, for coming on 35 years now.
Wow.
He was in a band. He's been in several bands I've really liked. Two in particular were 16 and another band called Cutthroats 9. And he's currently in a band called Ages, Aeges,
Yeah.
and they're a fantastic band. Uh, Junior Kitlitz is the drummer. He's in a band called All Hail the Yeti, and they're a band I've really liked for some time. And I've known Junior probably for about 15 years now. He's from Canada. And then there's Corey Clark, who's the second guitar player, but he's also in Ages. Tony brought him in because I wanted a second guitar player, and so I'm grateful to Campbell Walters of Ages for letting me use his guys, and hopefully I get to use them for using them more. But yeah, these guys are super talented, super capable, and just like awesome human beings.
Because I was going to say, I mean, I know it's obviously you're not being there, which would be lovely, but obviously based in Australia, watching that video, just the vibe from start to end, and I think exactly what you touched on. It looks very locked in. It looks like you've been playing for a long time, like, and it was
Yeah,
yeah, like very very tight, and also kind of vibing off each other, which is you don't want to static,
yeah,
so
for sure. Everyone, you know, we hang out when we're not even jamming whatever. We're just like to hang out with each other because they're just super cool dudes. So we like to we get a good vibe from these guys, and it'll be their first time going to Australia. All those guys first time in Australia, so they're super excited. And I just got to make sure they don't party too hard.
yeah. So how
uh,
how how many? Sorry to interrupt you. How many times do you think you've been to Australia? Because you've been quite a lot, haven't you? Like I was trying to. I know that I've seen you multiple times, but I was trying to think. It's a lot, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't think I have enough digits on my body to
Yeah.
count. At least 20 times.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It was yeah, well over that. Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
definitely
And I'm very grateful for having every opportunity to go down there. I think that's it's one of the reasons why I chose Australia to be the proving ground
yeah,
for my next chapter in these shows, because the Australian fans have always been so receptive, super welcoming, and just full on at the shows. And I think I was like, you know what, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen down there. So, you know, I'm playing my cards, but I'm just really hoping that people come out and support independent artists.
yeah. No. I mean, I don't think that'll be. Yeah, I don't think it'll be a problem. I mean, people have got a big love for what you've done the entire time. You
Well,
know,
awesome.
with the previous stuff, there's obviously a solid catalog there, and all the side stuff you've done, and I know the new stuff's been very well received.
Oh,
So
great.
so what's the plan? Obviously, you've been releasing singles. Obviously, an album is kind of in the wings.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, is there any particular kind of where do you want it to go? I mean, I know you don't nail genres to a wall. You do a little bit of everything. Obviously, with the various projects that you've done before. What's the overall kind of feel that you've got in your head so far?
Well, we are going to continue writing music. The goal is to eventually put out a full length album, but until then, I will. We're continue to write music and drop singles.
Yeah.
In a perfect world, it would be great to have some label interest so they could come in and monetarily support
Yeah.
and a recording process. But until then, it's all on us.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you know, when I departed Fear Factory in 2020, it was I took almost like 2 years to reflect, to a lot of introspection, some meditation, just to really understand what I wanted to do. And um, I've realized that for me to move forward, I I wanted to stop putting my name behind a band name. I was like, you know what? I could bring all of these entities together: Fear Factory, Ascension of the Watchers, GZR, City of Fire, even Ministry. I could bring all these things in and make this amalgamation of sound so I could sculpt the next chapter of my career. Um, and it was like 2 years ago I came up with this mantra, I'll say, which is it was heavy, groovy, dark, and moody. And
Oh, yeah.
I think this really will encompass everything I want to do. Heavy, just keep it heavy. I love heavy music. Groovy can be slow or fast. Dark, I can do that.
Yeah.
Lyrically dark, sonically dark, and moody. Just like it creates a vibe, and heavy music can do that. So if it fits into that criteria, that's what I'm going to do, and that's how
Yeah.
I'm moving forward.
There's no restrictions. I love to touch on that. One of my favorite kind of, I think it's a quote from you, is um which is could be a mantra or anything, but that you never intend to retire from creativity. I mean, I love that.
That's
That's
right.
that's amazing.
Thank you. And I've always considered myself an artist. Even before I was in Fear Factory, I was an artist. I went to art school. I've been an artist my whole life. And you know, I artists never retire. Artists continue to work. They continue to evolve, continue to experiment and evolve with their creations with their music or lyrics or imagery, whatever it is, they continue to evolve. And that is what I do, because as humans, we are constantly growing, not just in years, but mentally, physically, we are growing. And so I want to show my growth through my art. And so I don't intend on retiring. I want to be like Willie Nelson
Yeah.
or Nick Cave, or even like what's his name from oh oh god, what's his name? Oh,
Who
I
is
can't
he?
remember.
Yeah, yeah. No,
No,
I have those moments all the
no,
time.
there's King Diamond. There's
He
an
died.
artist
Yeah,
that just
yeah.
has an artist that continues to just put out music.
Oh,
You know, Ozzy still does. I mean,
yeah,
bless him that he's fallen ill, but he's still doing it. That I wish I could be at that last Black Sabbath show.
yeah.
It's gonna be a fucking killer show.
Yeah, that's that. Yeah, that's pretty ridiculous. I mean, it's also when you look at, I suppose, on, I suppose, more kind of, I suppose your age level and that, and I'm taking a punt on that. Like Max Cavalera, look at all the stuff that he's done. Like
Great example.
yeah, because he's done so many different things, and also slaughtered and crucified for a lot of it. You know what I mean? Like
Yes,
so
he has, and
um,
he still manages to keep on working and stay on top of it. He doesn't let he doesn't pay attention to the negative comments or the backlash that he might get. He is following his soul. He literally let his soul fly,
yeah,
and
yeah,
he has been, ever since he did that, his artistic uh, his catalog has just quadrupled. It's
yeah,
just amazing. And yeah, it's a great example. He's done so, from Nail Bomb to Kill or Be Killed.
yeah.
He's in a band with his son now.
Oh, they're go ahead and die. They're fucking
Yeah.
incredible, aren't they? They're just like,
I haven't heard them yet, but I'm sure it's killer.
oh
Uh,
man, it's
Cavalier
like
Conspiracy. Yeah.
it's like almost like hardcore punk, but it's so like his son sings as well. They're really really good. Like just yeah, and they he people still bag them out. You know what I mean? But look how
Yeah.
much Soulfly got crucified when they come out. You know, so it's
There's always going to be haters, and
yeah, yeah.
you can never get around it. I'm sure I got my haters, but I'm sure they'll all be at my show, ready to judge me.
And I think it's really good that you're kind of moving beyond, because it's obviously like you said, you needed that reflective period, and then after 30 years you kind of like what your approach is. You're moving beyond the legacy of that. It's like I used to be in a great band, but it's like no, it's still happening. When I think because people are not aware of say Ascension of the Watchers and all the other
Right.
stuff you've done as well. Like it's not a narrow window, is it?
No, it's not a narrow window, and I didn't want I didn't want my legacy to be defined to one project. I wanted, because I don't want to be held down. I don't want to be held back. Just because I left a band doesn't mean my career's over. Like I said, I'm an artist. I'm a performance artist. I've missed performing on stage. I've missed singing to audiences. I've missed that audience interaction, and I'm so looking forward to that. And if that's in my heart, so that's always going to be there. So I'm going to continue doing that. So just because I'm not in Fear Factor anymore doesn't mean I'm not going to stop working. I'm going to evolve and move forward.
I I love and it's kind of it's all that integrity and kind of the foundation stuff you're talking about, but it's also a bit rock as well. I love at the end of that set you go, I'm Burton C. Bell, don't fucking forget it. I was like I was like, yeah. I love
I
that. I
don't.
thought it was great.
Yeah, I just the shit I say on the fly. I just kind of. That's gonna stick too. I'm gonna have to remember it. I am gonna remember that one because it worked. Like,
It's
don't
great,
fucking
man.
forget it. But it is, rock and roll, man. Rock and roll is pure. It's also not perfect. And I'm gonna go on stage and do the best I can without backing tracks and just we're a lot. Rock and roll is meant to be live, and you're gonna get a live show.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, I mean, I can see. Yeah, as I said, from that performance, it looks like, you know, yeah, it looks like you stepped back. And vocally, did was it? I mean, you obviously had that bit of that a little bit of rest period as well, because your vocals sound like they're fantastic. I mean, obviously, you've done a lot of training, you've got a lot of experience, but your vocals sound amazing from the mix of that whole set.
Absolutely, and the group of guys I've been working with and all the producers I've been working with have understood that my voice is I have a range, and if if they write if songs are written for me or when songs are written for me in this range, I nail it every time. It's like that is perfect for me. So if it's out of my range, I'm gonna struggle. If it's in my range, I'm gonna soar.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
uh and so that's one of the things we're picking songs, choosing songs that's in my range as well. That's like, you know what, I got that. That's gonna be easy. But straining your voice, that doesn't help anyone. Doesn't help
No, no.
me, doesn't help the band, and it doesn't help the fans either.
Because even with those two singles, it covers they're quite different. Like the even vocal approach and musical approach is really different from those first two singles. So
Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely. And the next two singles are gonna be no different.
yeah.
Savages is gonna, like I said, it's a banger. It's a banger. And then the next song after that will be Cold Lazarus, and that's just epic.
Wow. Good name by the way as well. I love it.
Yeah, which is weird. I didn't even come up with those names. So like Anti-Droid, that was the song that Alex Crescione wrote, and that was the title he gave it, just like demo title. And I was like, well, I actually like this title. Do you mind if I keep it? Um, Technical Exorcism, that's mine. But Savages was the demo title that Henrik came up with.
Wow.
And I'm like, I go, that actually works. Do you mind if I keep it? It's like, nope. And same with Cold Lazarus. That's another song Henrik wrote. I was like, I actually like that title. Do you mind if I keep it? It's like, no, go for it. And which is cool because it inspires me to write about. I'm able to picture something I'm going through, and relate it to that title. And I think that's something I've done a lot in my career. Is like have a title first and write around that.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean I know there's obviously, like you've got the four songs and more songs coming. Is most of it reflective or is it pretty varied? Like it's not obviously even just from the first, you've discussed about the first single about the lyrical kind of content.
Mm.
Yeah, what's like technical exorcism? What's lyrically? What's that about? I mean, great clip
Um,
too.
Technical exorcism is breaking free of the machine. I'm exorcising this entity out of me. What is an exorcism? Exorcism is like you're releasing something, you're expunging something from you. And so Anti-Droid and Technical Exorcism were part of my healing process.
Mm,
And yeah, they're a bit personal. Technical Exorcism is personal on two different levels. Anti-Droid is personal on one certain level.
yeah.
But all my songs throughout my career have been personal, and I've been able to reflect them into like almost a third person and intertwine them with a story. Savages is actually is more of a social commentary and how I feel about that. So it's personal feelings, but it's my views
Mm.
on on social events. And Cold Lazarus is actually based on personal events, not from a band, but more personal that were
Mm.
pretty tragic. So it depends on what comes out of me,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it really depends on what the music is drawing from me.
Yeah, no, 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 that's excellent. And did in Fear Factory, did you have a lot to do? I've never kind of pondered this. Did you have much to do with the art direction, or was that I never?
Oh yeah, I was pretty much. Yeah, I was a big part of the art direction, big part of the art collaboration.
Yeah.
Uh, so whenever we needed art, I would personally speak to the artist or be in contact communication with them and telling them exactly like this is what this song's about, this is what this is about. I would give examples and just describe with words just everywhere. I worked pretty much in tandem with Dave McKean to make that demanufacture album cover. I mean,
Wow.
I was constantly working with him. He was the one who came up with the art, but I was working with him, talking with him like this is what this is about, and this is what we're doing, and this is how we see the world. This is what our goal is, and so that was a big deal, and so I was a big part of it. And yeah, I still am. I'm still now. It's like all me. So it's like
Yeah, yeah.
I don't have to go through a whole band to decide what art I want to do. It's like
Yeah.
I've chosen the art. Here it is.
That makes it easier. So yeah, because I mean, you've obviously touching on what you said earlier too. Yeah, that you obviously had a big interest in photography even as a child, and I have seen. I need to buy the book, but I did see some of the stuff out of your Paradise Found thing. So and that looks fucking amazing. How is
Thank
that? Because
you.
it looks it's incredible.
That was first of all, it was thank you very much, and it was that book was part of all those photographs were part of a journey I was on during that time period. Those were taken between the years of 2002 and 2006. And I was going through a transitional period in my life. And so they're very reflective. And I was living in a new place, trying just it was more of like a, almost, I created a cloister for myself where I could think and meditate and really come up with ideas. And where I was, it was just so everywhere. It was just beautiful, and especially when night fell and it was just so foggy. I was just so inspired that I grabbed my Canon A1, which was totally analog,
Yeah.
and it's actual film. And I went out and just wandered the streets looking for these images. So everything that you see in Paradise Found is exactly the way it looked.
Wow. Yeah.
And there is no like Photoshop. It's all like I had to, you have to know how to work the camera, adjust everything on all the aperture and all of the runtime and all that kind of stuff. So I had
It's
to know
hard
all.
work, isn't it? It's hard work to get that, isn't it, when you're manually
It
doing it?
was it was hard work, but it
Great.
was it's challenging, but it was also quite rewarding because I had to wait to see to the when I had to get the film developed and wait to
Yeah.
see what happened. I was like, when the pictures came back, I was like, holy shit, these are amazing. So yeah, but that was yeah, that whole time period was very reflective, and during that time, that was the same time I was writing a lot of the Ascension of the Watcher songs.
Perfect
So I was
time.
writing music and I was taking photographs, and it was a very artistic moment. It was
Are
very
you
awesome.
still are you still doing photography? Because I know, obviously, because even in between you've done the stuff with the graphic novels and that, I know there's always, you're always doing an artistic endeavor where, in a different
Absolutely.
form. Yeah.
I'm still taking photographs for sure.
Yeah.
I have another series that I did a long time ago that I want to release. It's all black and white film. It's all black and white photographs taken
Excellent.
in the Southwest of the United States. Landscape, very Ansel Adams type of stuff.
Excellent.
Um, but yeah, I am a I am an artist at heart, and my need to create just basically is pushing me to create more. It's something I have to do.
Yeah, I mean that's excellent. It's good there's more coming out, as I said, because I need to get the book, but it looks like and the light, as you touched on, the lighting for that was amazing. But yeah, that kind
Well,
of
that's
impulse is there, isn't it?
yeah. And matter of fact, I'm glad you brought that up because shipping to Australia is just it's ridiculously expensive.
Is.
I, I just had the idea of that if I printed up a few, I could just bring them down with me and sell them down there. That way they don't have to pay for shipping.
I reckon they would go.
That's
I definitely because
I'll
it's
write that down. Write that
yeah
down.
because shipping is obscene because when it changed sometimes you'll even even if you go to buy merch, let alone anything else, you get it into your cart and then you look at the shipping and you're like, no, like it's just it's like
Dude, it got bad during the pandemic, and after the
it
pandemic,
is.
it just got worse. It's like literally to ship one of those books. The book costs $40. To ship it costs almost 80.
Yeah, it's
That's ridiculous.
yeah, it makes no sense. Yeah, I've got as I said, I've had items in my cart and I was like, I'm getting a bargain, and then then I get to the
Nope.
shipping and I was like, no way, like it's not, you know. Uh,
No, but thank you for bringing up Paradise Found. That's one of my proudest moments. Being able to show that in a gallery and show my work and show another side of Burton C. Bell.
yeah, well, as you said, there's many sides. It's not just the former frontman of Beer Factory. It's just there's so much. You know what I mean? It's very wide.
Absolutely.
Um,
There, there's many more layers to me than that.
yeah, and if you do you think you've ever got a book coming out? You think a book on?
Um, I would love to have. Well, I'm always writing,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I'm working on a book of a lot of like stories from my
Mm,
life, just memories from my life that are surrounded around music, from childhood to you know, can, right now. So
yeah.
I'm working on that. Uh, so I've done a lot of writing stories for that. I still have a plan to release another graphic novel, but it would be the second part to the Industrialist. So it would
Wow.
continue. So it would continue from that. So there's a lot of things I've written that I just I'm like I'm kind of scatterbrained, so there's things all over the place. I mean, here's my book of all my writings for Genexus and all that stuff. I
Oh
like to add
wow.
that I would like to add that to the graphic novel. So
Yeah. I mean, there's so many things you can do, and I think sometimes I think even books about when you take Randy from Lamb of God, I like how particularly even his current book, it's not all about like a memoir about I did this or whatever. It's more kind of thoughts and reflections on things. Like it's very, you know what I mean. It's a bit more
yeah,
personal than I mean, because we've
yeah.
all read
Well,
memoirs I remember reading the Lemmy one. It was like I got up, I took cocaine, I drank whiskey, I played rock and roll, and it's like it's funny, but it's like it's not very deep. You know what I mean? Like it's
well, you know, no one expected deep from Lemmy,
yeah,
but
true, yeah, true.
but but Mr. Randy Bly, he's a super incredibly talented and
Oh
just very talented writer as well, and photographer on top of that.
yeah,
He's he's definitely going places. I'm very proud of him.
yeah, no, it's good. I mean, it's good. It's yeah, it's good. As you said, you've got lots of little bundles of things to do, but I suppose the the main focus now is obviously this band and coming out to Australia, which is not kind of that far away. Um,
No, like was it 3 months? No, we're in April, May, so 2 months to go.
yeah, yeah. So, uh,
So
and
I'm
what? And sorry to interrupt you. So the set is going to be pretty varied. Like obviously the catalog's huge.
Yeah, it's gonna be varied. I'm picking and choosing from all the bands, Fear Factory, Essential Watchers, GZR, City of Fire, and my new work. So I got at least 4 new songs I'll be playing, plus a lot of cuts that people haven't heard in a while that I'm reimagining to fit my narrative of my next chapter. not changing them, just like making them mine. If you're gonna do a song, make it yours. And
Exactly. Yeah.
so instead of keyboards, I got two guitar players.
Yeah. 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 Because that was a bit of programmed stuff, and that was very big, wasn't it? Particularly in certain kind of segments of Fear Factory is very, I'm not saying
Early,
it's a bad thing. I enjoyed it as well,
no,
but
it's not bad, but I don't want. That's something I would not want to do. I want to move
yeah.
forward. I want to do something different.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely from that LA show that looked like it was, it was very much like a live raw band, um like an extreme metal band, really, from start to end.
Yeah, that's what we're trying to portray. We're locked in, and we're just there to rock, and that's what we want to do. We just want to rock and perform and make sure people remember who the fuck we are.
Exactly. So, have you got any shows coming up before the Australian tour? Because I know
No,
afterwards you've got because I seen the flyer, I think, for one of the June 13 or the one of the LA shows, which was a great flyer as well.
yeah, no, nothing scheduled before that. Australia is the main focus. I've been saying that Australia is my proving ground. So what happens in Australia is going to determine my next steps.
Well, you won't be disappointed crowd wise. Like I said, it's a guarantee. That's a
I certainly hope so. I'm just hoping that the Australian fans come out and support independent artists. We're coming down without know any support from any label, so we're coming down and making it happen.
it'll yeah, because I think it's and because the funny thing in Australia, there's been a lot of I suppose even indie or alternative or other music festivals that have just in the last couple of years they don't exist anymore. But
Wow.
the heavier festivals, like we had Not Fest with Slipknot and a variety of bands, and that and even a mix kind of a bit of punk, a bit of kind of other bands, they are doing so well. But whereas the other festivals are like they're done, like
Huh.
so it's
I
yeah.
did not Fest do well?
Yeah, Knotfest did very well. Yeah, and
Sure it
then I
did.
think even beforehand, download and I know in the past you were very familiar with Big Day Out. Very familiar. Yeah.
The Big Dale was fantastic.
Yeah, I think that was seminal to music fans and formation of bands in Australia. Like that was the most, for us anyway, like a big the variety would be ridiculous. So
Dude, I have so many killer memories from Big Day Outs. There's the one year we played. It was Fear Factory. It was the Prodigy was there.
yeah,
The Offspring, Soundgarden. Oh my god, that was like Soundgarden's last tour for a
yeah.
while. That was incredible. The Beasts of Bourbon were on that.
Yeah, yeah.
I think Regurgitator was on that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, pretty.
that's an incredible tour. That was so awesome.
Yeah, I think the because a lot of festivals it doesn't always work, but there it would always work. Like on the same day you'd see an extreme metal band or electronic band. You'd also see Nick Cave on the same day. Like it's
Yeah,
so
yeah,
yeah, very bizarre. I remember one big day out, I seen some like extreme metal band, and then I seen Nick Cave and then Kylie Minogue got on stage to do that song, and I was like. It's like a
yeah.
pinch me moment.
God, that would have been so cool.
Oh, it's great. I just,
That would have been
yeah,
that would have been so cool. I only did one festival with Nick Cave. Well, two festivals with Nick Cave, but I never got to see him.
yeah. Because I know you're a big fan of Nick Cave and even his writing as well. I know yeah,
Absolutely, absolutely, and still a fan. He, that's another person that continues to evolve as an artist.
Well, he's even so much as he's making ceramics now. Have you seen that?
Yep, I have seen that. I have
I
seen that. I'm like, okay.
didn't see that one coming.
Nope, but hey, more power to you.
That's it. from the birthday party to ceramics, so we never know where we're going.
Would you say he's showing his age?
Yeah, diversity. Maybe.
The diversity is staggering.
Yeah. He's ticking all of it. I love one thing about him. I love that, the red hand files, how he answers the questions. I love that. I think that's wild.
I know. Yeah, I subscribe to that, of course.
It's
and
great. Yeah.
I've asked several questions. I still have yet to see my answers.
It's from everything between heaven and hell to solving relationship problems. It's
I know. Sometimes it gets a little ridiculous. I'm like, okay, but there are some that really like strike a chord with me. I'm like, yep, still got it.
Yeah, no. I think he's still got that essence there.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for your time, and as I said, I'm really looking forward to the shows that are coming up soon, and then
thank you, Mark,
and everything else you've done, and thank you for your body of work, whether it be photography, the graphic novels, the music. It's pretty incredible. Like it's amazing.
Thank you, and that's I'm going to keep on going. I'm going to keep on doing it, and keep pushing the boundaries and breaking rules and moving forward. That's how you get noticed.
That's it, 100%. And I look forward to seeing the photography book in Australia. I'm gonna hold you to that.
Dude, I'm gonna hold myself to that, because I was like, it's unfair for the Australians that they have to pay so much in shipping fees. It's ridiculous.
I've even got a mate that for the Melbourne show, I've got a mate that's flying from Western Australia, because there's no tours there, because often Perth and Western Australia get left out because it's obviously geographically on the other side. And he's flying to Melbourne to see your show. So
wow,
there's love there, man. That's the biggest flight in Australia.
Yeah, that's at close to 3,000 miles, I think.
Yeah, so
that's a long way. So, well, I better make sure I do well that night.
See, the love is very strong, but we look forward to the shows, man. It's gonna be incredible.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. We're looking forward to coming down there. Brisbane on the 11th, Newcastle on the 12th, Sydney on Friday the 13th, and Melbourne on the 14th. We're looking forward to it. We're ready to make it happen. So I'm looking forward to our paths crossing in Brisbane.
I'm from Melbourne.
Oh, sorry, sir. I'm looking forward to our paths crossing in Melbourne.
100%. Yeah, no. I'll come up and have a chat. Absolutely. It's face to face is even better. I think I have met you in the past, but it's usually brief, isn't it? Like in the chaos of the cycle.
Well, I'll probably be at the merch booth.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, so I will. I'll definitely say hello. But thank you for your time. And
thank you, Mark, and thank you for getting up early on a Thursday.
That's all right. It's all good. It's all good, man. Thanks again, and we'll see you very soon.
Thank you, sir. Be well.
Right. Take care, man. Thank you.
My soul.